Hi, today I've been tinkering with the camper. Now, since I don't have a battery on the front, and I do have solar hooked up, I wanted to check something. You can see no battery here. I have my solar panel hooked up. Now, I want you to understand something. This is a small 400 watt inverter. It's also a modified sine wave inverter, so it's not pure sine wave. Now, what I wanted to do was hook up a way to run all my DC stuff. This will also run my AC, but since the inverter is so small and since it's only on a single battery right there, I'm not going to run anything AC in here. But I wanted a way to run the lights, ceiling fan, vent fans if I needed it. Now what I came up with, now you can see I also have a power station here. Now this is actually charging. This is charging from the load function of my solar charger controller. So not only can I have an inverter in here for running things like during the day, I can also charge things through my solar charger over there. Let's get that. It is on the load. Now that battery is fully charged. It is also still charging the battery down here. So how did I do this? It was actually pretty simple. So if you have a camper that doesn't have electricity or a battery, and you need things like lights, depending on what you're going to want to run. I just want to run my DC stuff. My AC plugs will work. But due to the fact this is so limited, I would need a much bigger DC to AC power inverter and many more batteries to run my AC plugs correctly. But yes, they do work. I've already tested them. My AC plugs do work. So here's what I came up with. I have an extension cord. I cut a hole through there, ran it through here, around my water tank, down under here, and up through the cable box for the main cable. Now let's go take a look outside. I apologize if it's dark. It is probably going to rain today. Right there, here's my cable coming through the wall. Here's where it's plugged in. Now I do need to get another one of these. This one is really loose. I need to get another one of these. But I got it plugged in right there. And in fact, I'm going to shut this. Maybe. This thing is, oh, it turned. Okay. This thing's really hard to do. I normally do it with both hands. There we go. I'm going to shut that. Once again, no battery. Now, I don't know what it is, but I'm not sure I can even get this to open again. Yeah. What these are for? It looks like maybe it hooks on here and here, but I have no clue. I have tested this on a battery. You can see it got a new one here. Well, not really new, but this does not work. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that. And I don't really care because I have my inside battery. Now let's get this on. Now this is going to run really rough because it is an only 400 watt inverter. I really gotta get that leaf out of there. Okay, so I have all three lights, both my roof vent fans, and a ceiling fan going. All off of this, ran and hooked up to the main plug that goes there. Now the thing is, this will put out power. I've already checked it. But if you're going to be running AC, you literally need more than what I have here. More batteries, a better inverter, a larger heavy duty one. Alright, let's shut this off. And my vents off so you can hear me, and the lights off. Shut everything off. Now you can probably hear that little power inverter kicking the fan because it's only 400 watts and it is pulling not a huge amount of power, but it is modified sine wave. Alright, let's kick that off. It's still 12.4 volts. And this is really tight as a plug. So, let's lay this here. Give me just a second so I can set this table up. And give me just a minute here, please. Okay, I wanted to set the table up. I can actually bring this closer to me. Alright, right here you can see the solar coming in to the import plug. It is bringing in 27 watts. It's taking out 29 watts. Now I believe that it is pulling power down here. Hopefully that's it. There could be a short somewhere. There's no telling. So it is charging without an issue. Now let's get back to turning everything on. I don't know why I closed my vents. That was a dumb decision on my part. Okay. Now, this is a 30-watt solar panel. I want you to understand something. If you're going to use a power inverter, not a power inverter, but a, well, yes, a power inverter, down there, get a larger one, get a couple extra batteries, so you can run your AC properly without overloading it, unless you're just going to charge something like a laptop. But if I had a 50-watt or 70-watt solar panel, it would bring in pretty much enough to cover the power usage that I'm using now. I'm using 78, 77, 78 watts. It says I'm bringing in 55 watts. Now that's on a 30-watt solar panel. This will not hook up to a 100-watt panel. Let's turn some of this stuff off. I don't need all this on. What I wanted to do was just have some stuff hooked up so I could have lights, so I can run the water pump, which is right here. Let me find it. Oh, right here. I have it on one of these. If you have a power inverter with any types of plugs like this, you can get ends. Now, since my hot water heater, we don't need that on, runs off propane and starts off of batteries, All I need is something to run, literally, my water pump. Now, since my shower's going to be back here, if I don't sell the camper, have a light here for the shower. So let's kick this on. We wouldn't need anything else. Now I'm not going to leave this on long because I don't want to burn up my pump. It's a brand new pump. Oh, well, it would help if I turn the DC on. You got to forgive me for that. There we go. See, now AC and DC's on. Are you ready? Now, as long as there was water in there and it was sucking water and pushing water through, it would not burn up. And I could also hook it up to my sink, the water pump, of course, once I run the water, if I run the water. Like I said, I have this listed for sale. With the one light and the shower here, we could get a shower. With my water pump, now this water pump is set when it has water in it. If you shut the water off, it shuts the pump down. If you turn the water on, then it'll try to prime it, and that's what it's trying to do. It's trying to prime the pump, but there's no water in the tank, and then it'll shut itself off. So this will not run full time unless you're taking a shower, a long shower, or washing dishes, you know, or maybe flushing the toilet even. But I wanted to hook up a way to have a simple power system in here that where I can charge tools, which I can do from the load from the solar charger controller. I can charge my power stations. This fits both this and my other power station. Now this will only charge at 99%. I can turn the DC off because I'm not going to run my pump again and unplug that. So if you have things you really need to have electricity in something, whether it be a camper trailer, some type of storage shed, something, anything where you need some type of power and you can actually plug it in. And the thing is, if I just ran some DC wiring, you know, like this, that, and hooked some lights up and maybe a couple fans in the windows that were DC, I could run it off the solar and the battery with an inverter, or I could run it off one of these, and when I'm not using it, let the solar charge the power station. And the reason I wanted to have the power station to where it could charge is because during the day, if I'm running the fans or the lights or, you know, petty stuff, I can just use the solar. I don't not have to use anything else. Like I said, if I was going to run 110 in here, which, like, these plugs do work. I've already tested them, and they will work. But with my 400 watt inverter down there, it would be really easy to overload that. So that's not what I'm going to do. And you're probably asking, alright, what am I going to do with this damn cord when I'm done using it? It's going to be sticking out 3 feet. Actually, no. If you lift this up here, and you just pull your wire through, and that way all you have is the very bare end sticking out of the wall. Pretty easy to set up, pretty easy to do. And with this setup, I do not even have to use my power station during the day. I can use the power inverter if I need to run lights or the ceiling fan. Now, if you're going to do this, I recommend a 750 watt power inverter, not this cheap Everstart Walmart crap. This inverter stinks. Or go with a 1100 or 1000 watt inverter. So even if it's modified sine wave, it's much better than that. But even so, running your lights, running some fans, your ceiling fan, you know, you can still charge your power station and your main battery. See, this is showing 99%. This will not stop charging. It will stay at 99%. Let's kick off the AC. See, now the power is really not doing much. See, this has pass-through. So is my other one. And if you get one with pass-through, what's happening is it's pulling power through the solar panel and powering what you need to power. See, that's what it does. It just stays at 99% ever since I did the 10-hour test. Very simple to make, very simple to hook up. All you need is a thick extension cord. Make sure it's a pretty thick one, not one of them super thin ones. This only took me, I don't know, 10 feet maybe of extension cord. Depends on where you want to set your power station. Now these are just some small cables here. I have them doubled, which are like these. Really tiny. Let's get this in light. See how small that is? That's why I doubled them, because this is all the wire I have. And unless I wanted to cut this, and I don't want to cut this. Everything seems to be working. The lights, everything. And if I wanted to, I could just leave this plugged in down there in the power station, and not the power station, excuse me, the power inverter. I could just leave it plugged in, and anytime I come in here and I need lights or the fans going or something, all I have to do is turn it on. And if I'm going to use AC, you can use AC. These plugs are live when I have it on. The problem is, this little power inverter and a single battery, that is my 30 watt hour, I believe, battery, is not going to power anything through your AC for very long. Not at all. Of course, I could use one of these, but then I have to charge it, and you have no electricity. How do you charge it? Right there. And I could absolutely just leave this hooked up, just unplug it. Just like that. Wrap the wire up, hang the wire up here on the wall, put it somewhere. And if I need to come out here, if the lights go out and I have to use this, and I have no way to charge this, because this will not take a 100-watt panel, my other one will. But if I have to charge this, I can just bring it out here, plug it in, just like this, and it's charging. So in a bad situation, I have the DC to AC power inverter. Now I wish I had a 750 watt, but that's only 400 watt. Trust me, spend the extra money and get a much better, much larger one. It is easier on the system. It's easier on the battery if you're trying to pull stuff. A lot of times they actually have a better efficiency. If you have a solar charger controller, you're living in a vehicle, and you have solar, test your load to see how much of power is coming out of your load. And if it's not too much, you can charge a power station, and then you can have one of these in your vehicle as well as your solar for a dire emergency. Alright, I'm fixing to go. This video is 20 minutes long. Once again, we'll get a look at this. There is no electrical plugs, not plugs, but no wiring out here. Ah, crap, I gotta open this again. Right there, just right through the wall. plugged into the main plug. I'll come back out here in a minute and close that. No front battery. No wires anywhere running from a plug. Looks like I may have to raise them lights and replace them. That's okay. I think I'll put some lights here if I keep this trailer. Very simple to do. If you have some better wire than this, you get a couple of these little plug adapters here. I do show these in one of my videos. The ends are this tight. But you can actually just stick the wire up there and tighten it down on the wire if you need to. Now you can see it's jumping from 0 to 56 to 18 to 1, 23. That's how much is coming in to charge this. And like I said, I have everything unplugged, so if I turn the lights on now, nothing. Alright, this is how I'm getting power in the camper without hooking it up to a external source or plugging it into a wall outlet. Like I said, if in an emergency, we'd be out here, sleeping out here, with the windows open. Well, the ones that have screens at least. The ceiling fans here probably on, getting a cross draft to keep it cool in here. And we would just need lights. I was going to end this video, but I want to show you, I did another coat on the tank. I have put water in the tank. There is no leaking. Here is the end. Now I did spray some silicone grease. Got that working properly. I put another pretty thick coat on it. And I put probably 3 gallons of water, 4 gallons of water in here. And it has started flushing stuff that was in the tank out that way. So yeah, there's still water in here. No leaks whatsoever. Alright, I'm fixing to go. Once again, if you need a small setup, a small solar charger controller, that is a 10 amp. I believe 15 amp would also work with charging this. Possibly a 20 amp. That is a 30 watt panel, but you can go up to 70 watts, this says. That is up to you. Make sure if you get a power station, you know the limitations of it. When I did my freezer test, it really did a number on this one. Alright, I'm gone. I hope this helps out. I hope if you decide, or if you have a camper with no lights, a small battery, power inverter, a very small solar system set up, and maybe a power station for when the sun is not out, to where you can run your lights and maybe your vent fans or ceiling fans. And of course, if you're cooking, you really need light. Oh, that's right, nothing's plugged in. Sorry. But if you're cooking at night, you really need some light to be able to see, to run your 12 volt pump. If I was going to run this strictly off solar, this would actually be wired straight over to the battery, or right at the back of the power inverter, and bypass this power inverter, because that does not have 12 volt ports on the front. Okay, I'm fixing to go. Everyone have a really good day. And that's it. Bye.